Hello everyone and welcome to my page Messages from Venus. So today we're going to be talking about the matrix of the tarot or divination systems. I recorded this video like about a week or two ago, and of course I thought I was uploading it and then it just died. Let me see if I can move this. And then it just, I don't know, it just kind of, I think it erased actually. I don't think it ever uploaded. I don't see it anywhere. I don't see it in my private videos. I don't see it. So I'm gonna just record this again. It's not even in my phone. Just, you know, like I want to say Mercury retrograde, but I think I hit something on my phone while it was going crazy. Whatever. The point of this video is that I have noticed that even us, people that divine, witches, people that use the tarot, people that are supposed to be so intuitive and we're supposed to be so connected, don't really live outside of the matrix. The matrix, you guys, had to get up and get my keys. The matrix is, I mean, not my keys, my lotion. The matrix is a system. We live in the matrix. The system is ran by people, situations, circumstances, energy, etc., etc. For those of you, this has nothing to do with conspiracy theories. Oh, and by the way, I live in the city. I feel like I always have to say this because there's always noise outside. Anyway, but people consider the word the matrix, or when you speak about the matrix, they're like, oh, you know, here goes someone else talking about conspiracy theories, or this is a theory. It's not a fucking theory anymore. Do your research. There's no theory about the conspiracy anymore, you all. Like, there are people out there that are in certain situations, in certain positions that control certain situations. And the day that you guys can control your own lives, you will learn to live in and out of the matrix, because the matrix is necessary. It's something that should be respected. The system is something that should be respected, especially because it was not created by y'all. It was created by whoever created it. And I'll make videos about that as well. But for those of us who read the cards, I feel like we stay stuck in the system. And not only do we stay stuck in the system of living by the earth, as opposed to looking at the bigger picture and realizing there's an entire universe and multiverses out there. This has been proven. For those of you that don't study science, start studying. It has been proven. So it's, and always follow what they're not telling you. Once you start using your intuition, what they don't tell you will be shown to you by your divine self, not your physical self. So, we that divine for other people and help other people by using divination tools such as cards and different systems and different ways of divining for people, don't live outside of our systems that we use or objects that we use to divine. For example, there's people that use fortune-telling cards. These are fortune-telling cards. These are the Book of Destiny. They were published by Grimoire. They're read a little differently. They are a little whitewashed. It shows depictions of situations. It has keywords at the bottom, a blank card. And it also uses the symbol for, the playing card correspondences. And to be able to read with these cards, you have to use your intuition, as also knowing your numerology and the playing cards as well. Because it's not like the Rider-Waite-Smith where you get a lot of symbolism to work with. So there's that system, which is fortune telling. A lot of people don't like to consider reading the tarot fortune telling. Other people do. Then there are other tarot cards such as this. This is the Roderick tarot deck. This is, I believe this is in German, I want to say. I don't know what this is, but it uses symbolism and it also uses numerology. This is a Rider-Waite-Smith deck that uses other systems within itself. It uses the Kabbalah, it uses numerology, astrology, and it also uses the runes. See, that is a rune right there. And it is, like I said, a deck that also uses a Rider-Waite-Smith system. So there's people that like to use more than one system in one, such as myself. Then there's other people, like my grandmother, or in the time of my grandmother, that used the Spanish playing cards, or Don Clemente cards. I did a review on this deck already. So it's basically uses numerology, your intuition, and symbolism. That's it. That's all you're getting. And there are no women, I believe. There are no women in this deck of cards. There's no queens here. So it's just the pages and the kings. There's no queens. No, there's no queens in this deck. And they're read similar to the Rider-Waite-Smith system, but they also have their own meaning due to the fact that it uses more numerology than anything else. And yes, you can read them in reversals and you can read them upright. Doesn't matter. And these cards do not use the playing cards. The playing card depictions. And the reason why I'm showing you these cards, or different cards, it's so that people that are out there that don't know how to read or are interested in reading can see the different cards that you guys can use. It doesn't always have to be the Rider-Waite-Smith. People always tend to push other people to the same system, like I said, that they're in, which is the Rider-Waite-Smith. Is so much easier for them when you can always enhance your intuition and use other things and other divination tools, such as the runes or other cards. And these are the French tarot cards. This was a gift from a friend. And it is pretty whitewashed. These are big playing cards, but these playing cards, you can use them as a Rider-Waite-Smith. You can use them as playing cards, and I also write on these. I use the symbolism for the Rider-Waite-Smith, if you guys can see that up here. The playing card divination meaning is different, and also I use the Lenormand in the bottom. Why do I do that? Because that is the system. It has multiple systems. It's what they don't tell you. They tell you, oh, this is a tool, this is a divination tool. You can use this French divination tool or French tarot and read with it. Okay, well, within it, there's other systems, just like the Rider-Waite-Smith. So you don't have to use the Rider-Waite-Smith. You can use this, and you can use the Lenormand. See, I have the Anchor, and this is also the Nine of Swords, and also the Nine of Spades, you know? And they have different meanings. So depending on where your intuition takes you, that is what you should use to read the cards. And of course, the meaning of whatever is being provided to you. Now, since you guys like to use the Rider-Waite-Smith, I'm going to show you the Rider-Waite-Smith. And I don't want to consider this a series, but I will be doing videos in regards to the Rider-Waite-Smith. Because I want to show you guys how, number one, I learned how to read the cards. And number two, to use the meanings and information that is not being provided to you and learn to use your intuition in a different way. What are the cards telling you that you don't actually see? I had to drink water. So the cards, the Rider-Waite-Smith system is composed of 78 cards. It has 22 major arcanas. For those of you that have never seen the tarot, this is the tarot. This is the Golden Rider. This is the back. They're in French, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. This is the 22 major arcana. I'm going to show you guys a few cards only. This is how they look for those of you that have never seen it. And each of these cards symbolize something drastic and major that's going on or that will occur in your life, whether that is completion, starting something new, pregnancy, etc., manifesting for yourself. Then the rest of the cards have the 56 minors, which are composed of 4 suits and the people. Excuse me. In the deck that represent either yourself or people in your life. From young to old, you have the cup suit that represents your emotions, your emotional self, and it represents the cup suits, represents your emotions in different states of yourself and other people. Your gains and your losses via your emotions is the expression of your gains and losses via emotions. The suit of pentacles represents your gains and losses within the earthly realm or the material realm. And of course, there's noise outside of my home. Even with yourself or with other people, such as the Ten of Pentacles has to do with other people. And the Nine of Pentacles has to do with self. Now, the sign, let me just put these in the order. The Suit of Pentacles also represents your physical self. Just because you have a pentacle, a pentagram, I think this is a pentagram is what they use, correct? Just, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, I don't know. But just because you have symbolism of the money or the dollar sign or material gains doesn't mean that they're actually talking about material gains. You can be talking about your health, your physical health. You can be talking about the 3D world, which is your physical self here on this planet, with the suits of the pentacles. It doesn't always have to do about money. So train yourself not to think that the suits have to do with just emotions and just money. Like, for example, the suits of cups has to do with, yes, your emotional states, but it also has to do with feeling. It also has to do with spirit. It also has to do with the divine feminine, water. Cups is a suit for water. And the pentacles is a suit for earth. And the wands is the suit for fire and creativity. So it represents your gains and your losses of your creativity or your power, your willpower, which is what they're not telling you. The wands is your willpower. Now, then they have the swords, which is your psyche or the mental state, your mental, your gains and losses in your mind, and it represents the air signs as well. Let me put this here, and also your gains and losses in your mental state of being. Some people are very, very much afraid of the swords, of the suits of the swords, but because there's a lot of harsh cards in here, like, for example, the Ten of Swords, and people always depict, oh my God, somebody's going to backstab you, but it can sometimes be an illusion as well, not just an ending or in a beginning. It's like, I hear you guys, especially readers out there, I'm not trying to comfort anybody, but I feel like if I have something to provide that can better all of us, not to think that I'm perfect in any way, shape, or form, because the Rider-Waite-Smith system, as is any system, is an ongoing study for a very long time. So the Ten of Swords can sometimes be depicted as, oh, the ending of a harsh time. But it can also be depicted as an illusion of your pain, because it's all in your mind. Harsh cards like the Three of Swords, people see this and they're like, oh, heartbreak, oh, because, you know, it's the heart and then there's the three swords. But this can also be worry for children, like your mind, body, and soul, or a disappointment. It can be major disappointment, it could be a minor disappointment. It's all up to your intuition and the cards that are around it. So it's what the cards aren't telling you, remember, guys. And then there's the people. The people can be depicted as young. The pages are young. And there's kings that belong to each suit. There's the swords, the King of Wands, the Page of Cups. And usually the pages represent messages that are coming to you. The people also, I didn't mention that. The people can also be represented as energies. Like, their energy can be, for example, the Page of Swords can be a very fast energy. It can also be a replacement for the Eight of Wands, which is fast energy, or the definition of something happening very quickly or very slowly if it is in reversed. So it doesn't always have to be people. And I feel like people have to learn when you're reading the cards to know the difference between whether it's an energy or whether it is an actual person. And then you also have the Knight. This is the Knight of Pentacles. And the Knight of Pentacles, or the Knights in general, can be either fast energy or slow energy as well, but it's still young. It's like, for example, the pages would be like from youth, from very, very youth, for infancy through elementary school. And then the Knights can be from elementary school, from junior high school to high school. And then the Kings and Queens are a very more mature energy. So all of the suits have pages, kings, queens, and knights. And of course, each of the cards have symbolism that represents certain things. For example, you guys can look at the flowers, you guys can look at the angels, and all of them have different definitions. So it's very important that when you're learning the cards, you guys have books that actually tell you what those symbols actually mean, because it's important. Sometimes your intuition will lead you to look at that symbol, and that is a sign that you need to know what that symbol means. I recommend any tarot book that has depictions in it, like actual pictures, and the I should have taken out my book, but I have the book of, it's like Learn the Tarot for Dummies, or Dummies something. It's one of those books. I know a lot of people read those books. It's like Tarot Reading for Dummies or something like that, or Learning to Use Your iPhone for Dummies. Those type of books. They have those for the tarot. Those books have the definition for each symbolism, or each symbol in the tarot. Now, so you have 78 cards, you have your suits, you have your people, you have your major arcana, you have the minor arcana. Now, what the cards are not telling you is that the 78 means is in the highest frequency of the number 6. The number 6, and of course I messed the numerology up, but the number 6 can be in the different suits. Let's see, in the different suits as certain energies. Usually the number 6 is the definition of harmony. So what the tarot is telling you is that the tarot is trying to bring you harmony. It's trying to teach you how to balance things out in your life, is what the cards are not telling you. There isn't just, oh, the tarot is 78 cards just because. No, it's telling you that the higher frequency of the 78 cards is number 6. 78 equals 15, which equals 6. It also gives you the frequency of unconditional love. It also gives you the frequency of Gaia. The frequency of Gaia is the planet. It is third dimensional. It is telling you how to live in the matrix, or in this planet. And is also telling you, the 6s are telling you how to give, how to take, how to walk away, how to come back, what's coming back, and what you're going to be victorious in or harmonious in. The 6 of Cups, the 6 of Pentacles, the 6 of Wands, and the 6 of Swords. Now, then you have the major arcana. Like I said, these are the major arcanas right here. And the major arcanas represents a higher frequency of number 4, because there's 22 cards in here. It's 0 to 21. And they represent, the number 4, what they don't tell you about the number 4 is that it represents death. The number 4 is death. It is also the death card, which I think I passed already. So you have to take the Emperor out, the Magician, the Moon. Let's see. Death. Okay, so here you go. Because this is death. Okay, so this is the death card, which is the number 13, which equals the number 4. And the number 4 also, the 22 also represents the number 4 also represents the Emperor. And the Emperor, it means control. It means having control of your situation. It is once again telling you that just like you have it, just like you have your life, and you can live harmonious, you can also lose it and also have control over it, just like the Emperor. It also represents the number 22, or the reason why there's 22 in the major arcana. It represents the angels and inner wisdom. And the major arcanas is just that, is the major things that are supposed to be happening in your life, to be able to change things in your life so that you can have experience that will last you a lifetime. It is inner wisdom. So, I had to pause the video for a second. So, the 22 major arcanas are the things that impact your life, the experiences that impact your life, so that you can take them on for a very long time. The major impacts in your life, and they can be pleasant and others cannot be so pleasant. So, the 56 minor arcanas, so you have all of these, so all of the beginnings, all of the aces, and then the rest of the cards down here, which are your minor arcanas. 56 equals 11, which equals the number 2, which equals feminine energy. So you went from the masculine energy to then experiencing the feminine energy. So it reminds you, the tarot also reminds you, it's not just a divination tool, it reminds you of your divine feminine and your divine masculine, that you are one. It has nothing to do with the devil, especially those of you that are Christian and are looking at this video, because I know you guys do look at videos like this. It has nothing to do with the devil. It has everything to do with control and having balance and harmony. The number 2 is associated with the moon and the high priestess, and it also is supposed to teach you your life purpose. So you're supposed to go through major things in your life to teach you your life purpose, through even more experiences in your life, through the minor arcana. So you have the moon, which is here, your subconscious. So divine feminine is the subconscious, right? And then you have, because I just have the high priestess, and then you have the high priestess, which is not just a witch, not just someone who can divine. It's someone who knows what being in the heavens is, and who knows what being in a state of hell is, and having absolute control as well. And is also a form of unconditional love, you guys. And of course, it has all of the rest of the symbolism, which I'm not going to give you guys because you have to study. It's important to study. And also the high priestess is also number 2. Forgot to tell you that. So it's the fool, the magician, and then the high priestess. Let's see. I'm sure I'm not forgetting something here. And then the moon is the number 9. It equals to the number 9. When you add up the number to the moon, it equals to the number 9, which is also the divine feminine, which also represents the divine feminine. It also represents not only the subconscious, but which is divination, the unknown, or stepping into the unknown, which is pretty interesting stuff. I don't think people actually realize what these numbers are actually telling you guys. Then you have the fact that, let's go back into time. Then you have the fact that the tarot deck was started off as a playing card. So people would, this is a game to people. The tarot and playing cards was a game to people that people still play around the world today, even though people such as myself use it as a divination tool, which is a fun fact you guys need to know. The tarot deck is also made up of astrology. It's made up of numerology, symbolism, the Kabbalah, the Tree of Life, and both Mr. Ryder and Miss Smith were part of the Golden Dawn. If you don't know what the Golden Dawn is, look it up. For those of you that think the conspiracy is just that, a conspiracy, no. These are things that actually took place. These are secret societies that actually exist and have other purposes other than to do some of the crazy things that they're that some people claim they do. Not all of them are as crazy. Some of them actually gave you purpose to keep you in the matrix, because the tarot deck is a form of keeping you in the matrix as well as releasing you in the matrix. But it's up to you to realize when to come in and out of it, or what suit to jump to. Are you going to live your life in order, or are you going to live your life from suit to suit, and then you can jump back into another suit to get out of another suit of an experience? is the question. But that's something that you decided. It's in your birth chart. It is in your astrological chart. And if you realize these things on time, or on your time that you gave yourself before reincarnating into this planet, you can start playing the game. The tarot, it's still a game. When you guys go and give yourself readings or give readings to someone else, you are playing the game with them. You're telling them what the game consists of, whether the game is in regards to love, career, or finances, or something that has happened that is absolutely major in their life, or something that's absolutely minor in their life, or something that is just beginning to appear in their life, or people and energies that come in and out of their life. You are telling them what the game is, and they have to decide whether they want to play that game or switch it around. When you, as the querent, for those of you that are reading this and are querents, I mean, all of us, I feel, should be querents in some way, shape, or form of another reader, or vice versa. You guys should know that if the cards present themselves, let's say this is a spread that I have right here, and the spread is telling me, you should use your intuition. Someone from the past is coming back. They're going to give you money. You're going to be victorious, and you're going to be able to move forward in your life. And you're going to have new beginnings in emotional stability. Your health is looking great. You might get pregnant. It'll be successful. And then you'll be in total control of your life. And then think about moving forward. So let's say this is an actual spread. I can decide, you know what, I don't really want to take the money that's coming to me, because I don't really see the prosperity in that. I don't know. I don't really want to take that. So you switch the game around, and you're like, maybe I should ponder. Maybe I should think to myself, or stay with something for myself, or not give the money back, or just lose it all. It's things like that. It's decisions that you have to make. That's why a lot of people, when they get readings, they're like, oh, I just came out more confused than I was when I came into the reading, because now they face the choice of having to either let things be as they are and allow things to happen as the cards were laid out, or they have the choice to change destiny in its totality. When you get your cards read, you are taking destiny within your own hands. You are now playing the game. Let the games begin, okay? When you have a reading, you are allowing the games to begin. Now, my advice to everyone, whether you read the cards or not, is to always be the magician. Always be the magician. The meaning of the magician is the fact that you've made it. It represents the first card after the Fool. You've made the decision to either the decision to reincarnate, because the number 0 is also some sort of connection to the all, or to the infinity. You made the connection to reincarnate, to come into this astrological chart that you call your life, and now you have to take control. And the moment that you lose control of your life, even the days that you tell yourself, like, you know what, I'm gonna allow myself to just release all this energy, let it go, I'm gonna cry myself to sleep, tomorrow will be a better day, and I'm gonna be in control. Even in those moments, you're still in control. You know why? Because you chose to release it. You chose not to be bitter. You chose to move forward with your life. And I always suggest to people to be the magician. Readers, querents, everybody out there that's watching this video, be the magician. Be in control of yourself. Play the game, yes, but be in control. Now, the tarot is such and such a great tool to use, and it's so in depth that it also shows you certain sections of your body, or certain sections of the Kabbalah, or certain sections of the Tree of Life. Each card represents a section of the Tree of Life and a section of your body. So you can be giving somebody a reading, and a health reading, and each card corresponds to either the head, the lungs, the shoulders, your feet, etc., etc., and you can let them know exactly what those energies are and what they have to change. So don't just learn the definitions of the tarot, learn the system. And you'll probably never learn the entire incomplete system in this life, because there's always something better to learn. There's always some sort of symbolism. There's always some sort of something that takes you to another level. Every time you read the cards for somebody, be someone who allows yourself to dive into the tarot. Don't just give these definitions. Don't just give these raw, like, oh yes, I see a new beginning in your life. Oh, I see that your creativity, I see you thinking. Yes, we know that. But your job is to go beyond that. As a reader, your responsibility is to live in and out of the matrix. Enjoy the matrix. Get out of the matrix. Come back into the matrix. Go into another matrix. When you are a physical thing or a physical being, you are living in somebody's matrix, whether you reincarnate in this life, in this galaxy, or the next. And with that, I say, I'm going to introduce to you guys the hand of God in each of the suits. So, there's always the invisible hand, if you notice, in each of the tarot suits. So you have the invisible hand, the beginning of earth, the beginning of water, the beginning of fire, the beginning of air. And with that, I'm going to leave you guys with the question of who is God? If you're the one playing the game and this is already given to you, and you come from the symbolism, you come from astrology, you come from numerology, for those of you that know about birth charts, then who is God? And who is giving you, who is that invisible hand? Is it your hand or is it somebody's hand? So I hope you guys enjoyed this reading, little mock reading that I gave for you guys, and that you see what I am trying to tell you outside of what you already know or you already may know about the tarot. Sometimes, I'll tell you this before I end the video. Sometimes I see a lot of us giving ourselves like yearly readings. Oh, I'm going to give myself a yearly reading. First of all, you're in the wrong calendar. The New Year's starts in the beginning of spring. You don't start something new when there's still a shadow there, when things are still unknown and the unseen is still there. That's incorrect. That's another matrix or part of the matrix that I feel like a lot of readers should get out of. Even though for those people that don't read the tarot and you're reading for them, their beginning of the year is January 1st. Or, yeah, January 1st. For most part of the world, if not in all parts of the world, it is January 1st. We're all in that third dimensional way of thinking. But when you read for yourself as a diviner, try to read for yourself in the yearly reading from the beginning of the spring to the end of the year, which is the next the next Ostara. That is the real New Year's. So if you want to give yourself a New Year reading and you see there's certain things in the cards that are not making sense to you, it's probably because, number one, switch up the calendar. Read by your own calendar, because before the calendar was changed to having a new year, January 1st, we all knew that the Sabbaths were the calendar, or was the calendar. If you guys study alchemy, you would know that. And I'm trying to teach you guys a little bit of tough love, because I feel like a lot of us in the spiritual community, we have the whole, oh, but everybody knows, you know, the witches know everything and we know everything and we know this and we know that. Y'all can't even live in the correct calendar. I don't use the Sabbaths like that unless it's to manifest something for myself, because I know to come in and out of the matrix when I need to. Not to say that I'm perfect, because I'm not at all in any way, shape, or form. I don't like perfection. Perfection is whack. Imperfection is perfection. So try to not be so snotty and try to think that you guys are all that in a bag of chips because you guys know how to read the tarot but can't play the fucking game. Try to get out of that mentality or that mindset for yourselves or for your own well-being. And I think I covered everything I wanted to talk about in this video. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, everyone. Blessings and love to everyone. Oh, and share this video. Thanks.